I'm Dr. Tejas Patel, and I'm one of the top cosmetic dentists in the United States. Every day we do smile makeovers and help people become more confident. And now, we're taking you behind the scenes of how we create these smiles. All right, guys, we have my super talented older brother, Sanjay Patel, here today in the office. So I'm super excited. Today we're going to be working on Sanjay's smile. Sanjay already has a great smile. He has some old dental work we're going to be updating and kind of just completing his smile. So I think it'll match his personality. So I'm super excited to be able to help my big brother out today. So you know, a couple of things about my brother. He is, even though we look like we're not that far apart in age, we actually are. You know, a lot of times when people see us together, they can never they know we're brothers, but I mean, my brother's actually like 8 years older than I am. He doesn't look it at all. And he looks awesome for his age, which gives me encouragement because I know when I'm a little bit older, like I'm just gonna look as good as this guy. But you know, growing up is you know, like if I was 8 years old, Sanjay's 16 years old, you know, like when I'm 10, he's 18. So like totally different times, you know, like when we're growing up, but definitely like you know, we'll have you chat the next time, right? But this time I'll chat a little bit. But I think one of my favorite memories is growing up is like I've always looked up to this guy, and like being a teenager, like this guy was like cool. This guy was like new wave punk, the epitome of like 80s 90s like cool. You know, he had the cool hairdo, and I just remember. I mean, I don't know. Like you must have been like, I don't know, like 19. I don't know, whatever age you were, but I remember just waking your ass up early in the morning to come blow dry my hair and put like a whole can of hairspray in my hair to like do my hair before I like went to like middle school, high school, whatever it was.
I had to make sure you look cool, man.
But I totally appreciate that because I'm sure like, and then like, you know, looking back, I'm like, this fool probably was out partying. I'm waking him up like 7 o'clock in the morning just to do my hair, you know, like it was a very, very cool thing you did for sure.
That was some of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
It was like spending time with you in the morning and doing your hair and giving you that new wave do.
Yeah.
Because it was, and you have good hair, so it was, you had really, you were stylish when you went to school. I sent you off right. Yeah. So it was good. But
you've always been a very, very good brother, very good big brother, and I mean, a lot of first concert, first nightclub, you know.
First sushi.
Yes, yeah, it goes on to other stories, which leads into the first date with my wife, and you know, like a lot of cool firsts. So, but yeah, I'm excited about today. Let's get this thing started.
I'm so proud of you, and I'm excited for what you're gonna create. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Cool. Okay, great big smile for me. Perfect. So I've got the laser, and this is called a soft tissue laser. So basically what we use it for is to like trim away or contour the gums that kind of basically embrace the teeth or the veneers. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do next. we did the prep of the teeth. So reshaping of the teeth to make room for the veneers. And then now we're gonna get ready to take some impressions. So. We're gonna do 3 different, well, we do 1 main impression of the top teeth. And then we do what we call like a bite registration, which is a second kind of impression. And then we do a third one, which is a stick bite registration. So 3 different kind of impressions. We also do like 1 impression of the lower teeth that we've already done before. So yeah, so basically they'll have a few items that the lab can use to like correlate how the teeth come together, how the teeth look, and all that stuff. Just having like really good clear impressions. So like not a lot of distortion, or like just having a lot of accuracy with the impressions, because like the more accurate the impressions are, the more accurate the stone models are, which means that the more accurate and custom fit the veneers are. This is called a stick bite. So this is when we have that vertical part on, it just helps like line everything up. We want to make sure like the midline of the teeth and the middle of the face lines up. We also want to make sure the edges of the teeth are parallel with the eye line. So this just kind of gives the lab reference points of how to like make everything like straight and get everything together. So we are currently taking the impression. So once the impression is done, we will start to make the temporaries. And so the temporaries will be worn for a couple of weeks, and then he'll return in a few weeks and then get the permanents. So impressions are in the mouth. It usually takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes to set up. And so we'll take that out, make sure the impression looks good, like we talked about, make sure it looks clean, make sure there's like no distortions or voids or bubbles or issues. And then as long as that looks good, then we'll continue with the next stop, which is the temporaries. How's it look, dude? Okay, cool. So the tempers are on, but there's some areas that I kind of just want to improve the shape. So I'm just like adding material to the temporaries to like customize it a little bit more. And then also there's a lot of extra material that I'll have to like shape up because I want it to make sure it doesn't like irritate the gums and all that stuff. So just kind of like refining it a little bit more. I feel like some people like they don't take the time to make really good looking temporaries, and so not just that, like don't take the time to spend time on temporaries that will stay on and look good and stuff like that. So there's definitely a huge difference between someone who does these a lot and someone who just kind of does it every once in a while. Then bite down. Tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap. Like open, close, tap, tap, tap. There you go. Real hard, real fast. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah. Kind of squeeze your teeth, kind of grind around a little bit. Tap, tap, tap again. Good. Open. And bite down. And just stay closed. Good.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Looks good.
It's really good.
Front 4 a little bit more.
Yeah, I
like
mean, it looks really good.
Yeah. For him, we're done for today. And then again, like I said, he'll wear the temporaries for about 2 weeks, anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. We have the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, so it might be like right afterwards, but he'll return. And then when he returns, we'll kind of do exactly what we did today. We'll get him comfortable, we'll numb him, and then we'll take off the temporaries and then bond on the permanents, and then he's done. So, yeah. So it's been a couple of weeks, right, since we saw you last. And how's it been with the temporaries so far?
I mean, it's been great. As soon as I left the office, I was able to like eat and feel comfortable. I noticed that my smile was much wider because now I wasn't so concerned because like before, I think my smile was like super narrow, like I could only focus in on these teeth, but now it goes all the way across. So it's like when I smile and I get a big smile, it's like I feel more comfortable rather than it looks more uniform.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and I think I found myself smiling a lot more and feeling a lot more comfortable with my smile.
Awesome. And then, so it gave you a better idea of like the color.
Yeah, and I think so I got used to everything. So it gave me the time to like think about it really, and like if I needed to come back with any feedback and make any changes, that it wasn't like a done deal. Like I can make changes, you know. So. I felt very comfortable with it, and then other people got to comment on it as well. So it's like, oh yeah, your teeth look great, and I'm like, yeah, and then
So were these people like you told them what you had done, or they just noticed randomly?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
That's cool.
So yeah, both. They saw me smiling a lot more than I normally do, which I smiled a lot before, but now I was just like, I don't know, it just feels better.
Yeah. And I think, like when we first started and we started talking about like kind of upgrading your smile, because you had a nice smile, like you already were getting compliments before.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about how can we upgrade it? Yeah. How can we make it more uniform, like you said? How can we make it broader or fuller and less focused on the front? So
I think that's what it was. I think because it's more fuller, because naturally my lips have like a big smile, so it opens up, and I think the way the teeth pop out on, it just looks natural and it looks good. So it's like it fits my smile, the way my mouth is shaped.
Sure,
basically.
And like one thing, and it's not a bad thing, but this is like a question like a lot of people ask is, like how many teeth they should do when they get their smile done. And we started, like when you came to us, like we had just done the problem, which was you had some old work on the front 2 or 4 teeth, right?
Yeah.
And we did upgrade that like years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then now we're kind of like revisiting it to kind of complete it, right? So like if someone asks you today, like, hey, should I do 4 teeth? Should I do 2 teeth?
I would just go all the way because every time that I smiled before, my smile wasn't as big because I was always, in the back of my mind, I was thinking about these teeth showing.
Okay.
But now it spans all the way across. So it's like, I have a good, it's full.
Yeah.
Like I can open my mouth. I'm not thinking about it. It's like I'm not concerned with how these other teeth are not going to match or look, but it all matches and it all flows perfectly.
Okay, awesome. Cool. So we're about to get started. So you're back to get your permanents today, right? Yeah. And so in a minute, we'll go to the room next door. We'll get you comfortable. Yeah. I think we did the laughing gas last time, so we'll do the laughing gas. We'll numb you. I'll take off the temporaries, try on the permanents, and then we'll kind of like, I usually do like a video of the permanents on your teeth before I glue them on.
Okay.
And then we'll just kind of preview it because it's one for us to look at, to see, like in a different light and things like that, and just to make sure, hey, like it looks good on camera. I'll probably show you the video just to make sure, hey, like we got your thumbs up.
I trust you.
And then, I know, thank you. But we usually do it just like with all our patients, just to, let them kind of see and just make sure we get their approval before they're permanently glued on. Because, for some people, if there's a lot of changes and they're very visual, sometimes it just helps them like see.
Yeah.
Because once they're on, they're meant to be on for like years, So, I just want to make sure if there's anything you notice or anything we notice, I might bring it up, But anything you notice, like we just like say, hey, like we can fix that, or if, hey, we need to do a little bit more work to just get it perfect. So
I think you've been nailing it pretty much every time. You already know I'm a visual person anyway, so I see that I pay attention to the details. So what you've done is great, and I trust you. So if not, I know where to find you.
I think with you, like when I was looking at your models, I think it looks fantastic. One thing we usually have to work on anytime we do like, if we just do the front section or side sections, or there's a section that's already done or a section we're not touching.
Yeah.
So say, for example, if someone just did the front 6 teeth and they're not doing the side teeth, then we usually have to work on the transition between the new stuff and the stuff that's remaining or existing. So with you, I think I can foresee one thing I'm going to probably work on is that transition from the front ones that are complete, and then the transition from the front ones to the back ones. Yeah. So if I'm kind of like working back there, that's probably what I'm working on. Okay. Just so I can just like perfect it. And then the other thing too is, you'll be numb today, so it'll be kind of hard to tell certain things. Okay. Because your lip will be numb. It might be more numb on one side or the other. So it's things are skewed a little bit. So I do usually like to see you like within, if say for example you were from out of town, I would see you the next day. Yeah. Or since you're local, within a week or a couple of weeks, just to kind of fine tune things, and it's gonna look awesome. So cool. Yeah, we'll get you there.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour the lower teeth just to like reshape them to make them look a little straighter. And again, that should hold him over until, maybe that will just hold him over and he'll be happy with it, with the lower teeth, and he won't have to do anything for the lowers. But if he ends up doing the lowers, it'll just kind of hold him over until he's ready. So yeah, let's do a little bit of that.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you, because I stand tall like I'm on my tiptoes. Baby, you think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Hey, where the money at? Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get it and split it with my kinfolk.
Since we're doing a couple on the right, a couple on the left, we went ahead and just finished the left side, and now we're going to do the same thing and just put the right side ones in. So we put on the left side with the veneer cement, we bonded them on, we cleaned them up. So now we're going to do the same thing to the right.
At the top I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but please don't mess up the mood. Yeah, I worked too hard for it. No, I need to beat it before you mess up the mood. Yeah, ooh, I worked too hard for it, and I need it, so please don't mess up the mood. Don't mess up the mood. Don't mess up the mood. Yeah, I worked too hard for it. Yeah.
So yeah, we've got them all. We've got all the veneers in. It looks really good. We did some customizing to the edges to make sure it blends with the other teeth. And Julie's going to do some x-rays just so we can verify everything went well with gluing them on, make sure there's no issues there. And then we'll floss and clean up a little bit more. And then she'll scan him for retainers. And then he'll be done. And then we'll see him back in a couple of weeks just to pick up the retainers and also like just touch up any edges. But I think we're really close, if not there. So.
Climb at all. At the top I found some relief, you see, so please don't mess up the mood.
All right, so we're gonna talk about my brother's case. When he came in, he had 4 teeth done like a long time ago. And that's common for a lot of people. Maybe they do the problem area or the teeth they're most worried about. Not a bad thing, but it could have been done better if he did more teeth, or if we looked at his overall smile as a whole. So initially when he did it, again, he just solved the immediate problem. He had some old crowns on his front teeth. They were graying at the gum line. He didn't really like the aesthetic appearance of them, so he decided to have them upgraded, did 4, okay? And then one thing he noticed by just doing the 4 is the color actually on the 4 actually looks good. And what he noticed over time is the color on the teeth that he didn't do, as well as the size, shape, proportions, and symmetry, didn't look as good as the front 4. So what we decided to do is, to complete it, is we actually did some adjusting to the ones he had. because they were a little longer in certain areas. So we wanted to give it a little bit more of a refined look. And then we did 1, 2, 3 teeth on this side, and then 1, 2, 3 teeth on this side. So he'll end up having basically a 10 teeth smile makeover. So it'll be like his full smile. The biggest thing we wanted to do was improve the color of these side teeth, so he had that uniform smile, not just from a front perspective, but also from different sides, you know. So in photos, he'd be more comfortable, you know, turning his head and smiling, or straight on smiling. From all angles, we want it to look great. So we did a couple of veneers on this right side as well as this left side to complete his smile. And now the color is more uniform, and it just looks so much fuller and so much better. The other thing too we talked about is, you know, maybe doing a little bit of contouring on some of his lower teeth just to make them look a little straighter. And again, we did a few on this side and a few on this side just to basically match everything. So what you'll notice, like when you see him in just a second, you'll notice that his smile just looks fuller. On this side, like the color here matches the front ones, and the color here matches the front ones, and the shape just looks better. The biggest thing is this, you know, this right side where he has this deficiency or this narrowness, where his smile kind of goes in. It's not so bad on this side, but on this side, definitely these teeth go in so much, it just kind of gave him a collapsed look with his smile. So we basically added volume to these teeth to create like a uniform, even smile. So we talked about, like, we did the 1, 2, 3 on the right side to really build it out and bring it out on this side. And then we also did 1, 2, 3 on this side to, again, just to complete the smile, give them a broader, fuller smile, and also to improve like the color. So the color is more uniform, you know, all the way across. You know, it doesn't look like he just had a few done. But yeah, it just looks so much better, so much more natural. We definitely wanted to make the size and the shape of them proportionate for him. And yeah, I think he's gonna really enjoy it.
I think I'm playing chess, I see a king, I'm at his neck. I'm 3 steps ahead of every move, now that's a check. Yes, they wanna know my secret, it's because I never slept. All my nightmares of me at 40, life's a wreck. See my dad, he in debt, and my mom, she upset. That's way back when 408 on Seminole was the address. I saw things I shouldn't have, though I love the fam to death. Way back then it was a mess, we was living check to check. Now my shirts are getting pressed, your girl see me, she impressed. And my fans are quite obsessed, I owe them everything, I'm blessed. Made a living making art and aiming closely at they neck. If you think I'm not a threat, I'm like, incorrect. Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. Like, it didn't feel like I was in the chair for very long. It felt very comfortable. The experience was great. I mean, the staff's always amazing. The atmosphere is great. The vibe is great. So it's like, it's good. It was a good feeling.